Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and today I'm bringing you one of those build videos, but not a build video, right? I don't think, in my opinion, that Umbra doesn't quite hold a candle to the likes of Heartbreaker or Striker. Not because it's not good, I think it's a plenty fine gear set, but just because it doesn't have that same kind of damage ramping. You know, with Heartbreaker you can get up to, 100% or more damage to pulsed enemies. Striker 200% weapon damage now with the changes coming into TU 16.1. I just personally don't believe after trying it out that Umbra doesn't quite have the same teeth. But there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a gear set not being completely meta, right? And I think it's a ton of fun. I love stuff that modifies and amps up your rate of fire, and that's exactly what Umbra does. And so while it took me a while to find the right setup and weapons and all that stuff that mixed well with what Umbra does buff up, I think I finally found, the perfect setup for me. It's a lot of fun, and it's perfectly effective on Heroic, even if it doesn't reach quite the same heights as some of those other builds I was talking about. But this is by far my favorite Umbra setup that I've made, and I absolutely want to share that with all of you because, like I said, I think the setup is a ton of fun, and if you just want to go in, kill some stuff, try something new out, I think this is perfect for you. So I want to walk you guys through the build, and then we'll go to some more gameplay. Enjoy. And here is the build, and as you can see, the star of the show here is the safety distance named MPX. Now, if you have been watching for a while, you might remember that probably close to 2 years ago, I did a build video with this weapon in which I made like a long-range SMG build, and it was a ton of fun. Same with this, it wasn't necessarily meta, and I didn't never claim that it was like that, but it was just a super fun build to run, and I used to have a lot of fun running that. And what I ran on that build, if I can find a screenshot, I'll put it on the screen right now, but I used 3-piece Striker because I was having the most fun with it, and I felt like it was the most effective when I was buffing up the rate of fire, along with having these long-range capabilities because of the outsider talent. And so when I, started messing around with Umbra and I realized that it was buffing up rate of fire, I was like, wait, I can make an even better version of that old build because we now have a gear set that specifically works around rate of fire because Striker, the 3-piece, was never quite worth it compared to the 4, all that stuff. None of that has to matter anymore because now I can just run 4 pieces of Umbra and the rate of fire stuff as well as crit damage is built right into the experience. And so as you might have seen in the opening gameplay, this is a fantastic blend of that close range lethality as well as being able to reach those long range targets when they're further out, and it's just a huge, fun combination of goodness. So overall, this is a pretty standard setup. I just have all reds everywhere and crit. On this weapon, if you don't know what Outsider does, basically when you kill an enemy, you gain 125% optimal range and 125% accuracy, at least on the perfected version, for 10 seconds, and that's what allows you to get those super long range benefits, and it makes hipfire really viable. Try it out. It's a lot of fun. It's very reminiscent of Div 1. For the mods in here, I'm just running accuracy stuff, which I probably don't need. I could run crit stuff, but honestly, at this point, it's a bit more of a superstition than anything. I feel like I'm missing out if I don't do it, so you probably want to run crit. This is just my own wacky decision to do that, but I have crit everywhere on here, and that is culminating in a total of 51% crit chance and 166% critical damage, and by base, I have 48% accuracy, which means then when I get the Outsider talent procced, I have almost 175% accuracy along with that extended range, and that is what makes this so good. For your other weapons, run whatever you want. Like I was saying, it can really be whatever you prefer to do. I probably will switch this out and run the busy little bee just so I can get that extra damage if I want to. But then on here, 4 pieces of Umbra, crit damage and stuff everywhere. I mean, I might have a few crit chance rolls. Whatever gets you to 50-ish crit chance and then as much crit damage as you can get, that's what I would say is a good breakdown. And then I have 2 pieces of Sokolov for the SMG damage and the extra crit damage. And then for the skills, again, whatever you want, really. I think Gunner pairs really well with this setup because it leans into that rate of fire, armor on kill, all that good stuff. And then along with that, you of course get the Banshee Pulse, which is a really great tool for, getting ads, stopping power, just making them so they're not rushing you. You have a chance to take them down. And then I have a shield just because I'm pretty tanky. I can get a few more offensive plays in there. But you could very well run a Revive 5, whatever you want. In general, this is the setup and it works quite well. Alright, so we're coming up on this control point, and this should give me a pretty good opportunity to really highlight some of the strengths of this build, although I will admit my talk and play skills always seem to be a little bit lesser than when I'm fully focusing, but we should be fine. Alright, I'm going to start off like this. Similar to a lot of builds, you want to first get the proc, where you get the extra accuracy, and that's when you can really start doing some stuff. I mean, you can see even there with hipfire, I can get a lot of good range, just like that, and there's not a lot of things you can say you can do that with. I just love how accurate it is. That long-range SMG type of feel when you're good at close range and long, it's just a ton of fun, and Umbra is really a great set for that when it's just buffing up rate of fire, and crit damage. Yeah, especially when you pull out that shield, it always changes your perspective a little bit, and it's just super satisfying to hit those headshots. And so yeah, as long as you maintain your rate of fire stack with Umbra, you can heal up when you need to. I'm using the backpack in order to be able to just heal up as much as I want. I mean, you can run something like Memento. I contemplated that. But, you know, ultimately you don't really need it. As you can see, I'm on Heroic, doing this control point just fine. Of course, you have to play carefully. We are running 6 reds. But, you know, run it whatever you want. Like I said, this is more of a for fun build for me. I would never try and use this in something, a Heroic countdown or anything like that. It wouldn't quite hold up, I don't think. So yeah, it's fun to have those builds where it's lower stakes, where you don't have to run the most meta thing and get all the damage possible. Just run what you enjoy. And I think there's a good balance in between those two different types of builds. I want to get this Heavy's pack here. There we go. That amount of accuracy with an SMG from that type of range. And he's about to go down, just like that. If I can hop over here, I'm confused. Let the healing go into effect, build back up the rate of fire. It's a ton of fun, people. Hopefully this has been a pretty good demonstration. I think you get the idea. And there we go. Clear just like that. In what? 2 minutes? I think that's pretty solid. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on to be updated every time I upload. Be sure to let me know your thoughts about this Umbra build here. What have you been using with Umbra? I know a lot of people have made a lot of 6 red variations of this build and said that they like it a lot. I don't know, I just didn't quite get into it as much as I think a lot of people did. But this setup has absolutely been a ton of fun for me to run, and I would love to know your thoughts on if you plan on running anything similar, if you've tried anything similar, or what your favorite Umbra builds have been so far. I think that is going to do it for me today, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the build, and yeah, have a great rest of your weekend. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until the next one, guys, RogueGold out.
Reinforcements incoming. Civilians in distress. Detected.
Now they're screwed.
Serious trauma. Civilians in danger.
Won't be anything left.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.